Massive information about Call of Duty Vanguard has leaked. We need to talk about it. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online, here today to chat to you more about some Call of Duty Vanguard. And yes, Call of Duty Vanguard, and not World War II Vanguard like we all thought the game was going to be called. Call of Duty Vanguard is the official title of the game. We're going to chat to you guys about everything that has leaked within the past 24 hours. There's a bunch of information in terms of pre-order bonuses, additions you can pre-order, how many maps are going to be within the game. There's a bunch of things to go through, so let's just bloody get into it. Starting off with what probably is my favorite thing to come out of the leaks, or maybe second favorite thing. We're going to be apparently getting 24 multiplayer maps at launch. Now granted, Call of Duty Modern Warfare also had 24 multiplayer maps at launch, but that included different night variants, and that also included different ground war maps and that sort of stuff. So it technically wasn't 24 6v6 maps. This is also not 24 6v6 maps either. It's not confirmed nor denied how many of those will be 6v6, but this is a lot better than what we got with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. In Cold War, we got a total of 10 multiplayer maps at launch, 8 of those being 6v6 maps, and about 6 of those being genuinely only 6v6 maps, and probably only half of those again being original maps, some of them being sections of bigger maps. So this is a big upgrade off of what we got in Black Ops Cold War, and this can only mean good things. Like, even if this only is, right, so think about this 24, even if this 24 is only what, 12, maybe half of those are 6v6 maps, maybe you get a couple of gunfight maps in there, a couple of ground war maps in there, sure. But if the majority of this 24 is genuine 6v6 maps and not just smaller sections of ground war maps, like 12 brand new 6v6 multiplayer maps, then we're looking at going in a positive direction in terms of Call of Duty multiplayer. It would mean a lot if this 24 multiplayer maps included a majority 6v6, because it means that the developers in Sledgehammer are looking to put some emphasis on the traditional Call of Duty multiplayer, which has been sort of ignored in the past couple of years. I'm also hoping that this 24 multiplayer maps don't include any remakes, and if there are remakes at launch, I'll be very disappointed, much like a lot of people were disappointed when the 4 remakes were included at launch with Black Ops 4, and that was added into the multiplayer map count, and it was very lazy, and that's something that I expect throughout the seasons. And as the seasons go by, I don't expect it to be at launch, and I do expect that a majority of those 24 multiplayer maps are 6v6. If we get the contrary and not a majority of those are 6v6 maps, or most of them are 6v6 maps but most of them are just sectioned off ground war maps, then I'll be very disappointed there. But I'm going into this with a sense of cautious optimism is what I like to call it, and I'm hoping that these 24 multiplayer maps genuinely turn out to be some good multiplayer maps, because that's exactly what we need, right? You look at Black Ops Cold War. With the launch maps, how many of those maps can you say are somewhat decent? Probably Moscow is okay. I would say that Crossroads Strike is okay, but again, that's just a section off part of a bigger multiplayer map anyway. Nuketown 84 is technically a launch map. It came like 2 weeks after the game launched, but then that's Nuketown, and everyone knows Nuketown's good, but it's like the 75th time we got Nuketown, so I can't give props there. And then you look at Modern Warfare 2019, and what are the maps that we got there at launch? Grasner Raid is probably one of the better ones that we got at launch. Are you gonna tell me Piccadilly's a good map? You can't tell me Piccadilly's a good map. So launch maps in recent years have been really a miss. I hope that Vanguard changes that, and with this 24 set of maps that we have coming at launch, that'll be a welcome change, because that also means content. You look at Black Ops Cold War, and as soon as you finish day 1 of playing Black Ops Cold War, you've played every single multiplayer map probably 5 times already, because there just isn't any maps. So it's nice to know that we're getting 24 multiplayer maps at launch. It's nice to know we're getting some content from multiplayer, and I really hope as we start to learn more about this game, and as we start to see the map counts and how many maps are 6v6 and how many maps are the other modes, I hope we get to see a big emphasis on the traditional Call of Duty multiplayer here. In a historical sense, the swastika will actually be shown in Call of Duty Vanguard. It's something that never really gets shown in any form of media, whether that be games or TV shows, movies, or whatever that may be. Call of Duty Vanguard is sort of breaking that stigma there, and they're actually going to show the swastika symbol there. Not really a big thing for me, but if you're a big history buff and you really like to sort of have that historical accuracy within your World War II setting type forms of media, then that's there for you. The maps within this game will have some sort of dynamic weather. Now, I don't know if they're talking about dynamic maps like as in Advanced Warfare dynamic maps, where some of the maps had changing, altering events, but it was the same event every time. I don't know if this is more of a different spin on that, where different events can happen on the same map, whether that be rain, or whether that be a big tornado, or whether that be snow. I don't know what it could be, but it's something that could change every time you play the same map. That would be the best case scenario, because what the big criticism, I guess, with Advanced Warfare's way of doing dynamic maps is that it was the same thing every time. And it got pretty boring. Like, it was cool, but it got pretty boring because you knew exactly what was going to happen every single time, and it just got repetitive after a while. So it was just kind of like, okay, let's move to the other section of the map. It's a bit whatever, you know, it's kind of like that sort of thing. So I hope now with this dynamic map or this dynamic weather that it changes the maps in ways that can be changed with a different set of circumstances, that being a different weather set of circumstances, and that'd be really cool. So I think that that's a nice little addition that they're adding there. Another big thing coming to this game, Treyarch is actually developing the zombies. We broke this news a couple of months ago, and it's seemingly that's going to be coming into fruition as well. Treyarch looking to, I would assume, continue the storyline that they started with Black Ops Cold War. I think it's called the Dark Ether storyline. I'm not too sure. I'm not a zombies guy, so I'm not too sure, but it seems like with their development here, they're gonna sort of bridge those two stories together with their two different games, and therefore connect the universes of both games, which is cool. It's nice to know that Sledgehammer and Treyarch got to work on this game together, and Sledgehammer were able to let Treyarch sort of take the reins of their zombies mode and make it the best that it can be, therefore making the game itself the best that it can be. Because if you have these zombies guys, they're making the zombies mode for your game, which means that you can make a better zombies game. I'm sure that they've consulted on different zombies modes, whether that be Infinite Warfare zombies or whether that be Exo zombies or whatever like that, but this is them actually genuinely developing the zombies mode for this game, which is going to be very fun, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes, because obviously it's not their game, they're just helping develop the game. It's gonna be interesting. The alpha is coming soon. I'm gonna talk a little bit more on the alpha and the beta a little bit later as we talk into the different editions of the game, but just know that that is coming, and the game is reportedly set to launch on November the 5th, so very, very soon. We are about 3 months away, probably a little bit less than 3 months away from the release of Call of Duty Vanguard, so things are going to be coming thick and fast in terms of alphas, betas, information, trailers, gameplay trailers, like all this sort of stuff. We're going to get bombarded with information about this game very, very soon, so I mean, it's just going to be a crazy period of Call of Duty hype coming very soon. To wrap up the video, let's talk about the 3 editions that you can purchase for this game. There is the Standard Edition, there is the Cross-Gen Bundle, and there is the Ultimate Edition. Literally exactly the same as last year. In terms of what you get within all of these editions, the Standard Edition is just the game. The Cross-Gen Bundle is the game on both the current and next-gen consoles. So if you're on PlayStation 4, you buy the Cross-Gen Bundle, and then let's say you're going to get a PlayStation 5 for Christmas, then you can get the PlayStation 5 game as well, because you have the cross-gen bundle. So you own both copies of the game essentially. And then the Ultimate Edition comes with the cross-gen bundle, so both copies of the game on next-gen consoles. And then you get a couple of different operator skins, a couple of different weapon variants, some double XP tokens, but also, most importantly probably, early access to the open beta. Let's talk about that. So the alpha and the beta, and then the subsequent release of the game. As I said, we're about 2 and a bit months away from the release of Vanguard, so there's not a lot of time. I would expect, since the reveal is happening on August the 19th, for us to get some sort of indication on when the alpha will begin, or maybe a week or so after the reveal event, we will learn when the alpha will launch. It's gonna go probably the same way that it's gone in the past couple of years. The alpha will be a PlayStation exclusive alpha. It'll launch, it'll be a very, very basic build of the game, but it'll give players a general sense of what Vanguard is all about. I would expect that alpha to launch, what are we in, August? I would probably say the end of September, or like mid to end of September. So it's gonna come very, very soon. I would expect it to launch like within a month. So that alpha comes out, it's probably only going to be for an entire weekend, which is fine. And then after that, I expect sort of mid-October is when we're going to be getting the open beta. So both the early access and the normal open beta period. That'll go for 2 weekends, and then we'll get the final release of the game. So as I said, things are happening very, very fast. Vanguard is ramping up. We now know the game, we know the title, we know the beta, we know the additions. It's all coming, and it's all very, very exciting. But that is all the information I have for you guys today. I didn't show any photos because I don't want Activision taking down my video, but if you want to find it, you can find it. It's very easy to find. I won't tell you how to find it, but if you go on a Bluebird app, you'll be able to find it on that said Bluebird app very, very easily. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, comment down below. Out of everything we talked about here, what is the thing that's got you most excited for Vanguard? Personally for me, it's the 24 multiplayer maps at launch and anti-cheat. Those are the two things that got me very, very excited for Vanguard. As I said, I'm going in with cautious optimism. I want this game to be good. I'm going in with an open mind, and I'm hoping that Sledgehammer delivers here. Click subscribe if you're new here to be kept up to date on all my videos in regards to Vanguard. As we said, we've got a Warzone anti-cheat video coming out. We got a Cold War and Warzone Season 5 video coming out, and then we're going to be talking about skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty Vanguard, because that is a big topic that I didn't talk about here. I had to make an entire video on it, so that'll be coming out as well. All of that in the next couple of days. If you're watching this, let's say you're watching this at the end of August, all those videos are already out, so make sure you go ahead and watch those videos. They're here on the channel already. But if you're watching this in real time, you're an OG, you're a real run, and I appreciate you, but click that bloody bell icon to be notified when I post my next video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
No rock, we here in the fade. Pull up in a whip with 21 bays. Here call the bastards, 21 days. Gun you boy, I know he's a waste. Baby, I know that you want a little taste. I know you want all the bass in your face. Brand new bag and brand new nails. Me and Lil J, we Scotty MJ. Bassin' the rock, we here in the fade. Pull up in a whip with 21 bays. Here call the bastards, 21 days. Gun you